Have you ever paused mid-cheer to wonder if the Golden State identity we've grown to love is on the brink of an electrifying transformation? What if the narrative of Splash Brothers and small ball dominance evolves into something even more dynamic, rewriting the blueprint of a championship franchise? Could adding a high-octane veteran like Russell Westbrook accelerate our quest for another banner? Or could it unravel the delicate chemistry that's defined us for years? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report. Today we're plunging into the whirlwind of speculation surrounding the possibility that Russell Westbrook could be contracted by the Warriors. Smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of the action. It all began when whispers emerged that Golden State has quietly positioned itself to pursue Westbrook in free agency, a hometown hero turned NBA icon. Westbrook brings a resume of historic achievements, 3 triple-double seasons, an MVP trophy, and a relentless style of play that has demanded attention from the moment he stepped on a professional court. Yet, the question hanging over every Dub Nation thread is simple. How exactly could his explosive brand of basketball integrate with the fluid, read-and-react offense we've come to worship? Let's dive into the facts. At 35 years old, Westbrook's numbers in the 2023-24 campaign dipped. Compared to his prime, he averaged 15.2 points, 7.4 rebounds, and 7.0 assists per game, shooting 40.1% from the field and 28.7% from three-point range. Those three-point will stand at stark odds with the Warriors' identity. Last season, Golden State posted a league-leading 38.5% from downtown, powered by Curry's 42.3% and Thompson's 40.1%. Could this mean that Westbrook would need to reinvent his perimeter stroke? Or would Kerr and the coaching staff leverage his driving force to collapse defenses, freeing up Splash Brothers for open looks? History tells us that championship dynasties hinge on daring gambles. Think back to 2016, when Cleveland swapped assets for Kyrie Irving and swung the pendulum in franchise history. Could Golden State be lining up its own seismic shift? Some insiders believe that Westbrook's seat-of-the-pants aggression could be the missing variable. In late-game scenarios, those moments when defenses pack the paint to stop Curry, and the offense needs a battering ram who can create his own shot and energize a second unit. But what about off-ball roles? Warriors fans have grown accustomed to Jordan Poole's slashing exploits, Andrew Wiggins' two-way versatility, and Gary Payton I's defensive tenacity. If Westbrook enters the fold, how might minutes shake out? Could Poole embrace a sixth-man role, thriving as a catch-and-shoot scorer when defenses overcommit to Westbrook's bulldozer drives? Some scouting reports floated by Shams Charania suggest a staggered rotation, Westbrook alongside bench contributors, allowing Curry and Thompson to rest with a formidable core still on the floor. Is it possible that this load management chess move could keep our stars fresher come playoff tennis while Westbrook maximizes transition buckets and defensive mismatches? Let's not overlook Draymond Green's function as the cerebral center of the Davis Warriors Cup defense. His pick-and-roll mastery and vocal leadership could serve as the oil that smooths Westbrook's high-octane tendencies into a harmonious engine. Could Draymond's presence temper any air and outlet passes and channel Westbrook's intensity into disciplined defensive rotations? Fans are wondering if this pairing could resurrect memories of the 2015 finals when Draymond's defense and Curry's shooting coalesced into unstoppable synergy. Some insiders believe that resurrecting that defensive mindset with a Westbrook twist might give us an edge against stretch for lineups in the Western Conference gauntlet. Reactions in the wider NBA world have been electric. Adrian Wojnarowski tweeted, "Sources: Warriors exploring veterans minimum for Westbrook to balance star minutes and unlock late-game punch, igniting speculation across fan forums. Nuggets execs having locked horns with Westbrook's Oklahoma City Thunder in those classic 7-game battles of 2016, privately concede that his competitive fire could burn even brighter in the Bay. Meanwhile, Clipper SB writers are openly debating whether the addition of Westbrook would tilt the balance of power back to Golden State, or whether LA's own revamped backcourt of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Paul George would answer the call once again. Beyond the X's and O's, the emotional quotient looms large. Picture the scenes at Chase Center when fans chant Brody, Brody, to welcome him home. Imagine the court shaking cheers as he storms the lane, Westbrookian intensity lighting up the big screen. Yet, there's a flip side. Social media is already a battleground of hot takes. On Twitter, one trending thread reads, "Trading chemistry for chaos. Not worth it, while another counters. This is our chance to shock the league, embrace the chaos, Dub Nation. In fan groups on Facebook, Warriors of all ages debate whether the veteran minimum makes this move a no-brainer or a recipe for locker room friction. Strategically, we must consider playoff ramifications. In a 7-game series, adjustments reign supreme. Curry's gravity drains can only go so far when opponents dare him to drive. Westbrook's off-ball cuts and cutting behind the defense could introduce a new wrinkle. Take care scheme one that forces schemes built to counter Golden State to adapt or collapse. Could this mean that Western Conference foes like the Suns and Kings will face relentless blitzes on Curry, only to have Westbrook seam passes and rim attacks punish them at the rim? Some insiders believe that in crunch time, pairing Curry's unparalleled shooting with Westbrook's ferocity could yield an offensive one-to-punch no defense can withstand. But every risk carries a counterweight. Which is more valuable, preserving the core that delivered for titles in 8 seasons, or injecting a volatile spark to chase another ring? Some fans argue that Westbrook's arrival could displace promising young talents Moses Moody and Jonathan Kuminga, limiting their growth in pivotal developmental years. Others reply that the mentorship and veteran presence he provides could elevate those same youngsters, instilling a championship mindset born of countless playoff battles. Through all of this, the undercurrent is clear. Golden State stands at a crossroads. Will we lean into the familiar comfort of the Splash Brothers era, or will we pivot boldly, welcoming a hometown warrior whose passion matches our own? Is this the daring move that cements our status as basketball's greatest modern dynasty, or the gamble that backfires when cohesion yields to volatility? But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Warrior supporter, I believe that if Westbrook can channel his legendary energy into structure, and if the coaching staff can harness his skill set alongside Curry and Thompson, we could witness the most exhilarating title run in recent memory. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Riding the wave with me, smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you're first in line for every splashy update in blue and gold. When you consider the scope of what's at stake, adding Russell Westbrook isn't just a roster tweak, it's a franchise-defining gambit that reverberates across every facet of the organization. Picture this: the day one report comes in that Westbrook has signed on the dotted line, at the veteran minimum, unleashing a tsunami of media frenzy and ticket-buying mania. Jerseys with Westbrook 0 start flying off the shelves, sending revenue projections soaring and creating buzz in the Chase Center parking lots that rivals a playoff game atmosphere. Could this mean corporate sponsors line up to associate with the high-voltage energy he brings? Some insiders believe that the financial upside alone, boosted merchandise, spike in local TV ratings, makes this move a can't-miss for ownership hungry for both success on the court and at the box office. Yet, beyond the dollar signs, the basketball implications hit even harder. In the huddle, Curry's eyes light up at the challenge of adapting to a pick-and-roll partner whose absurd motor forces defenders into uncomfortable rotations. Imagine Steph's gravity pull pulling two defenders to the elbow, only to see Westbrook detonate through the gap, unleashing the no-look dish to Thompson curling off a screen. Could this mean Golden State transforms into a hybrid of splash and crash offense? Splash from deep, crash at the rim, blending the best elements of modern spacing with old-school aggression? Fans are wondering if this might be the X factor that finally allows the Warriors to dominate the paint while still raining threes at a near-league leading clip. But there's more. The ripple effect on the rotation numbers is seismic. Last year, the Warriors ranked 22nd in second-unit scoring. Westbrook's presence could catapult them into the top 5, turning bench minutes into mini blowouts rather than low moments. Jonathan Kuminga and Moses Moody, both on rookie-scale contracts, stand to gain from daily workouts alongside a seasoned floor general whose career 7.1 assists per game hallmark his vision. Some coaches argue that practicing against Westbrook's full-speed drives will fast-track their defensive instincts, preparing the young wings for playoff trials that demand split-second reads. Is it possible that the next generation of Warriors stars emerges sharper and more battle-tested thanks to Westbrook's tutelage in practice drills? Off the court, the locker room chemistry storyline writes itself. Westbrook, known for vocal leadership and unfiltered passion, arrives to a room led by vocal veterans like Draymond Green and Klay Thompson. Will there be clashes in personality, a hurricane-force ego meeting the calm, matter-of-fact approach of Care's disciples, or will the shared goal of another title forge an unbreakable bond? Some insiders believe that mutual respect between two MVP-caliber winners could elevate the entire group's mentality, shifting team culture from "we've been here before" to "we're hunger incarnate." Could this synergy be the catalyst for every player in the rotation? From Peyton the flying on defensive wingspans to Gary Payton's brother mentoring perimeter locks, to adopt a relentless, all-in mentality, and let's talk strategy. Imagine Kerr diagramming late-game sets where Westbrook initiates in horn formations, flaring Curry to the corners, creating trip-up dilemmas for defenders. Or picture zone defenses forced to respect Westbrook's pull-up from the elbow, stretching them thin and opening lanes for Thompson's lightning quick catch and shoot. Could this tactical versatility become Golden State's ultimate weapon, allowing them to switch seamlessly between small ball death lineups and traditional two big fronts? With Westbrook as the fulcrum, fans on Twitter have already begun creating mock lineup cards. One shows a super small five of Curry, Westbrook, Poole, Kuminga, and Green. A unit some believe could obliterate half-court sets with sheer pace and precision. Of course, not everyone is convinced. The skeptics point to contract logistics. Signing Westbrook at the veteran minimum might sacrifice draft flexibility, potentially costing the Warriors the chance to add a 2026 first-rounder. Via trade exceptions, could this cap space gamble backfire? If the long-term salary structure becomes tighter, precluding future free agent pursuits, some front office analysts speculate that Myers and Lacob would only greenlight such a move if their certain championship odds climb into the 60 to 70% range, an audacious benchmark for any contender. Is it possible that the cerebral chess match in the G League of cap sheets matters as much as the encore chess between Kerr and his coaching peers? The stakes extend into playoff terrain as well. In a first-round bout, envision Westbrook's relentless penetration breaking apart zone schemes, forcing opponents to commit extra bodies and leaving shooters like Curry and Thompson with more daylight than they've ever known. In a conference finals scenario where preparation and adjustments dictate outcomes, Westbrook's veteran knowledge hammered over years of playoff wars could pivot matchups back to Golden State's favor. Some insiders believe his presence could be the foil to LeBron James's and Anthony Davis's star power in a hypothetical rematch, shifting psychological momentum and reminding the league that the Warriors' blueprint for success is ever evolving. And through it all, the voices outside the arena keep the narrative burning bright. Barstool debates echo demands for transparency from Kerr. How will you balance ball time between Brody and Steph? Can you integrate Westbrook without sacrificing ball movement? Sports radio hosts in San Francisco and Sacramento fuel the fire, calling for anonymous sources close to the team to leak glimpses of chemistry tests. In summer league scrimmages, social media polls run rampant. One trending question: do you trust Russell Westbrook to adapt to the system? With answers almost evenly split at the time of recording. Could this polarized fanbase energy become the undercurrent that either unites the organization under a shared challenge or splinters it with doubt? Amid these swirling currents, one truth remains: Golden State's willingness to push boundaries has defined its modern dynasty. From tearing down veteran rosters for youth in 2012 to embracing analytics over tradition, the franchise has never shied away from bold moves. Could signing Westbrook be the next chapter in that audacious legacy? A reminder that the Warriors don't just follow trends, they create them. Fans are wondering if this unorthodox blend of finesse and force will become the hallmark of the next championship run, a chapter that redefines what it means to be a Warrior in the ever-shifting landscape of the NBA. Is this audacious enough to land another banner at Chase Center? Personally, as a ride-or-die member of Dub Nation, I believe that if Westbrook commits to the cause, embraces the motion offense, and channels his competitive fire into unselfish play, this could be the most electrifying and unforgettable title run in franchise history. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.